those of you that are watching on YouTube, you saw me talking in no voice. Because I'm a little slow today. Had the mute on. Didn't even have my microphone going. But luckily, I ain't say too much that you ain't know. But we here now. Tonight's topic is how ignoring what men want will keep you single. It's going to keep you single. That's what we're going to talk about. But before we get into that, I've got some Derrick Jaxn discussing to do. And as y'all know, I've been going in on DJ the last couple days. Like everybody else, I cannot help it. I can't help it. I got to talk about your king, Mr. Jaxn. And I gotta play this bullshit that this dude just posted like a few minutes ago. No. About an hour ago. Go over to YouTube, y'all. I am broadcasting live on YouTube. If you want to be part of the conversation, just go to YouTube, do a search for Deeper One. I am live. Just click on that bitch. And when you do, go like it. And next to it, if you want to join the live chat, just hit live chat and you'll be in that bitch. But let me pull up this bullshit that Mr. Jaxn posted on his page about an hour ago. When I seen this shit, I was like, the motherfucking nerve. The nerve of this dude. Hold on. This goes to show, this is narcissism at its finest. This goes to show that this dude really thinks he is God's gift in everything. But all right, so let me cue it up for y'all. If you're on YouTube, you'll be able to see my screen. But let me cue it up. Let me cue this nonsense up for y'all right now. All right, I am just.
What's going on, guys? Derrick Jaxn.
Right, hold on. I gotta fast forward to the wise bullshit.
I have sharing.
Hopefully y'all seen that. So I don't have to fuck with
him as a relationship.
I don't gotta fuck with the first 3 minutes. So let me go back here. Okay.
Him, and most importantly, God.
Right here in this video, please get this. Nothing is right until it is right with God.
Oh, just hearing this dude talk is just like throw up. Okay. Oh, it's just like throw up listening to this dude talk. All right. Let me sure I'm getting the right window. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's play this nonsense.
Nothing works until it comes into alignment with biblical standard of how God told us to do things, especially when we're talking about a marital, spiritual covenant. Yes. You cannot do this by your own understanding, your own intelligence, your own willpower, your own values. You have to have the grace of God to break free from certain things, to stay away from certain things, to not operate from your lowest self, whatever it may be.
So, when I looked in the comments of this video, I don't know if old boy was trolling or not, but he said, D, I think I want to see a reaction to this video. So let's do it. And by the way, I'm going to speak in third person. A lot of you already seen this, but this is Derrick Jaxn. A lot of people think of him as a relationship expert and guru and all of that. Well, he and his wife are making this video because apparently at some point in their marriage, or maybe
you hear this dude talking in third person. Third person. He got the nerve to get up on this bitch and make a video. For those of you that are not in the YouTube, you can't see my screen. In his car again, talking in third person. Let me continue.
Beforehand in a relationship, he didn't take his own advice and he stepped out and he got involved with other women, as you heard them say. Now, upon first impression, nothing really stuck out to me about him, but more so about the wife. Like, I heard her say that she stands with her husband, she's proud to love him. I heard her say that, you know, this is some time ago, they've already processed this, overcame this, dealt with this a long time ago, and nothing's really new to her. But just by her body language, I was really wondering, like, did he force her to do this video? Like, she looks super uncomfortable, like she doesn't want to be there. But then I watched their live chat that they did right afterwards, and, you know, I kind of caught that this is just a part of her personality, so that kind of explains somewhat of her demeanor. You know, she clearly has a mind of her own, if you saw the live chat too, and she said that the live chat even was her idea. So with that, cool. She wants to stand by her husband. She feels like he's worth it. She has that right. Now, as far as what he said, I understand and I completely applaud him taking accountability, because too many times we see dudes and they got this sob story about how they was raised and, you know, they broken home and the goldfish died and they never seen a marriage and all that. He didn't do that. He just took accountability. But I hope he understands that all the
This dude is talking in third person with the nerve to have another video up today in his car. Oh, it gets better.
accountability in the world is not going to rebuild broken trust. Not on a personal level, and even with the public that he's addressing. Like, even his most loyal supporters at this point will probably have a raised eyebrow from this point forward whenever he wants to condemn another man for something like this, and rightfully so. So hopefully he understands that. And I also thought it was very intriguing how he brought in God at the end. You know, I don't really hear him speak like that. So, you know, do it God's way or else it's going to fail. Now, if I saw that a couple of years ago, I honestly would have called BS. I honestly would have been like, nah, dude, like, you can't use God as a scapegoat, you know, as if you not having Jesus is why you did what you did. Like, if Jesus was there with you when you was with those other women, Jesus would have zipped up your zipper for you. That's not.
Ain't that what I said, though? Ain't that what I said? See, let me tell you. This is the most classic narcissist that you can ever come across. He knew we was gonna say that. He knew he was gonna say that. Where was baby Jesus before you whipped your dick out in your marital bed? Where was he? He knew we were gonna say that shit. This is what I'm saying. This dude is the most classical, typical narcissist you will ever see. Oh, yeah, I listened to that crap. She sounded like she was preaching. Let me continue.
Not how it worked. Like, who are you kidding? But now I have a relationship with God for myself, so I hear things a little bit differently. And what I heard whenever he said that was that, you know, when you go into a godly commitment, which marriage is supposed to be, you can't lean on your own understanding. You can't do it by yourself. You can't do it by your own.
And what was he listening to when he was laid up in his marital bed with his hoes? Oh, and at his penthouse too. Oh, he got a penthouse too. The chick number 2 came out yesterday. I listened this morning, and she had the receipts and she gave the info. This motherfucker. Wait till we get to the end, and this is when you're gonna get real disgusted.
Willpower, your own good intentions and vows and love for a person. If you go into a godly commitment, you have to lean on God. You have to do things like to God's standard. You have to rely on God's grace. That's the only way you're going to be able to do it for the long term. And that I can personally relate to. Now, regardless, whether you like them, love them, or hate them, I think this is a great example as to why we don't need to be putting anybody on the pedestal. Nobody. And I think a lot of women did that. And I'm not even going to say it's the women's fault by themselves, because this dude, he never really showed his struggle. You know, we understand, oh, we're all humans and we all make...
Y'all shouldn't put this Negro on a pedestal. Like y'all didn't have any help in that. Like, he didn't help y'all put his ass on a pedestal. You can't make this shit up. He is for real. He is sitting in his car looking for real. Oh, let's finish.
Make mistakes, but he never showed those mistakes, not for real. I think he wrote about it or something like that, but he never showed that side, so it's not really all on the women. But I've seen a lot of women put this dude on the pedestal to the point of idealizing him and even comparing their man to him. Like, they'll compare their man's good, bad, and ugly whole story to Derrick Jaxn's snippet. You know, which is, of course, a standard nobody can meet consistently. That's like a dude taking a picture of another woman who's in shape and she got a 4-pack and, you know, she just beautiful and all of that stuff and her body's just super tight, and him comparing his woman to that woman because his woman got a couple extra pounds from having a baby. Meanwhile, he don't know that woman in the picture may not even be able to have children. She may be struggling with that and coping with it by working out 2-3 times a day. She may have an unhealthy body image, and that's why she works out obsessively and consistently and looks so good. Like, you don't know.
Do y'all realize that this dude in this video is playing y'all out to be dumb as hell? Do y'all hear that? YouTube, y'all can see it because you can see the video on YouTube. You want to see the video, go on YouTube. He is making y'all out to be dumb as hell in this video. But let's continue with the fuckery.
No, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's healthy. I don't think it's wise to ever idealize somebody or compare them. Like, not only because somebody can be living a double life, which I don't think is quite the case here, according to his wife, behind the scenes, without anybody knowing. And of course, this part ain't gonna blow up. But he's been putting in the work to kind of reconstruct what all had been broken since last year. So I don't think it's a double life thing, but you don't know what struggle somebody has behind the scenes. You don't know their shortcomings. You don't know where they're falling short. So it's just not wise.
This motherfucker. Do you realize how stupid he's making you ladies out to be? He don't think it's wise that y'all should put him on a pedestal, that y'all should idolize him, that y'all shouldn't think that he is the perfect specimen of a man. He blaming this on y'all. And telling y'all what y'all shouldn't do. Like he didn't have any help in this. But let's continue. It gets more disgusting.
To compare, you know, on any level. Nonetheless, I know some people will see this type of video, even though he's come forward and he's been completely honest. Some people are just going to close the book on D. Some people.
Wait. He said, even though he's completely honest, though. But when he put out the first 2 videos, right? He wasn't admitting shit. There wasn't no honesty. He didn't get honest until he got on video with his wife. And even then, he wasn't even really that honest. Miss Cat Eyes. Oh, just wait. He's trying to get more than that.
I'm going to close the book on this dude and say, you know what? I'm done with you. Cancel culture, come here. I'm more so on the side of his wife. And just basically letting this be a new chapter of how I see him. Because I do believe that his content over the years has helped a tremendous amount of people. You know, he tells the truth. He speaks facts. And quite honestly, I'm going to be real with y'all, I've needed several new chapters in my own life. Lord knows. And I'm not ashamed to say it. But I'm no guru. Those are just my thoughts. Y'all let me...
I don't see how he even did this video with a straight face. I don't see how he did it with a straight face. Like, what truth was he telling? You can't make this shit up. Every day this dude is on some bullshit. Alright, let's go. Let's continue.
Let me know what you think down in the comments. And by the way, he has a book detailing how he and his wife overcame all of this in their private lives a long time ago, matter of fact. It's called Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other. So if you're in a situation like this, you want to let God in to totally restore it better than new, click the link down in the bio or up in the bio in the caption. I got a 50% off deal for you guys who are watching this video right now. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments. I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all be good. Peace.
The motherfucking nerve. The nerve. I can't right now. I can't. You know what? He's still pandering to these chicks that's still supporting him. Now, I would suggest the video is on his page. I would suggest if you want some laughs for the night, go read the comments. These comments are gold. Gold. Listen, I done made 2 videos and a couple lives about this dude in the last 4 days, right? And I told y'all in every video that this was either gonna be his downfall, or this was a publicity stunt to sell more books. Because I believe even more so now, after watching this trash that we just watched, I believe more so now this might be a publicity stunt. The way this motherfucker was looking on his face, and that attitude that he had, like, bitch, I'm still the ones. I'm not gonna lose no followers. And people been watching his follower account, and they were saying that they ain't really seen it go down any. I told y'all he done built a bulletproof following. Bulletproof marketing strategy. He done came and ran the same game in this video that he always runs. I don't know if I would do that. I don't know if I do that. But here's the thing. He's still going to sell these books. He's still going to sell these books. Now, what I'm going to say at this point, like I said, I don't like his content. I don't got nothing personal against him. Like I said, his marketing skills are brilliant. They're A1. I might have to take some notes. I told y'all I might do a test month of lying to y'all all month to see if my numbers skyrocket by telling y'all these lies that he tells. And then I might go back. If my numbers is real good, I might keep just telling y'all lies like Derrick Jaxn. But I thought about just trying it just to see, if it worked for me too. But this is either he is the worst narcissist, just the most classic narcissistic there is on the planet, or this is a publicity stunt. And him, his wife, and the 2 mistresses were all on it. He went straight back to the car. He said, I'm back, bitches. I'm back in this car. Y'all gonna buy my book. It don't even matter what I did. Me and my wife, we got this locked down. We are good. Okay? Me and her done the work. We Gucci. Now y'all take your broken asses out here and buy my book. Derrick Jaxn is a savage. He came out like nothing happened, and then had the nerve to use third person. That's how you know a dude is just fucked up in the head. Because how you gonna come back on a video and talk about yourself in third person? And then to the point of talking about yourself in third person that you as the third person should go easy on Derrick Jaxn. This dude, oh, this is brilliant. They should make a Lifetime movie about him. Cause this is, you can't make this shit up. This dude, right? Be toxic in first person, not third. Now, the other piece of this puzzle was the wife came on earlier today, right? And had a video trying to explain herself, and she was trying to address all of the comments of the people like, oh, you looking crazy, you sitting up here in your bonnet and your glasses on and you know, and your old sweatshirt, you know, you looking like a straight hostage. Didn't she look like a hostage though? She looked like somebody had a gun behind her back and was making her sitting there, getting her hands squeezed to the blood was out of that bitch. Like, so she comes on earlier today. She makes this 20-minute video live or whatever, and she's talking about she's talking a lot about God in the video and talking about shame on y'all. Oh, did he? He said, shame on y'all for talking about what I was wearing in the video. You know, it doesn't matter. God got us and all this blah 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 blah. Right? That's what she was doing. Somebody said, well, goddamn. Well, no wonder he cheated on her. And that is what leads me to the topic today. Because, I mean, she stood her ground. She stood her ground with her bonnet and her glasses. And she was like, I can clean up if I want to. You know, God doesn't care about what you're wearing and all this blah, blah, blah shit, right? And it made me realize, I mean, listening to her talk, they seem, I'm going to be honest with you, although I do feel a little bit sorry for her, they seem like two peas in a pod. They both talk a lot. They talk pretty fast. They talk pretty slick. He get his haircut and supercut. And she was doing her own slick talking just to try to protect him and you know, and saying God got them and all this shit, right? And it got me thinking, you know what? I don't even know if it's about her not knowing her worth. I think there could be a couple things at play. She might be waiting to the 10-year point so she can really get him. She might have a long strategy. See, we expecting her to take a move right now, and that's not really what we as people should be doing. She might have the long strategy. You know, and one of the things that she was saying was well, you know, y'all can't expect me to do what y'all want me to do right now, and this and that and the other, and you know, we got this, and I'll be fine, and all this kind of shit. And I'm not gonna lie, she's probably right there. You know, she shouldn't just go jump and do what we think we should be doing. There's a lot of the situation that we don't know about, but at the very least, you know, look like you was part of the plan. don't sit there looking like a hostage. Then that might be a little bit more believable. And so people were saying, well, now we see why he wasn't posting her until, you know, a couple weeks ago, and this and that. She's not that attractive, and this and that. And I'm not gonna lie, I was really surprised by how she looked. Like, I was like, oh, that makes sense why he cheated. It's like, that's what he married. Because when you look at the two women that he cheated with, you're like, oh, well, shit, damn. Okay. And from the story, it really kind of sounded like a shotgun wedding. Like, you know, they got pregnant. She got pregnant before they got married, and he was like, well, I guess I might as well marry her now. Just might as well marry her. I almost thought about that shit, and I'm glad I didn't do that. But it gets to the topic of, we don't know. There's things we don't know. We don't know why they had problems. I mean, apparently he cheated the whole relationship, but what we're going to talk about today is there could be other reasons as to why, you know, a guy would be tempted to cheat or do cheat and things like that. And we're going to talk about it today. We're going to talk about it right now. You see, I was just listening to the broadcast last night of Kevin Samuels' video when he talks about how high quality men cheat. Why that high quality men do cheat. And I agree with him. Full stop. I agree. I've known all kinds of dudes in high places that cheat. And you know, they do it because they can. And I would say, y'all go watch his video about that. The high quality men cheat. And when you think about the Derrick Jaxn situation and you realize he cheated because he could. And he did. Because he had the options. You see, y'all be talking about how you want this 6-figure dude, you want this high quality man, you know, you want this man that makes more money than you, and y'all don't realize what you are getting yourself into. You don't realize what you're getting yourself into, and you definitely don't realize what you're asking for. You see, these high quality men that y'all talking about y'all want, when you with a man that has options, generally is going to keep his options open. He's generally going to keep his options open. That's the risk that you take dating the men with the money. He got options. They gonna get explored. And Kev did a show last night that goes through that in detail. I ain't gonna go through it tonight, but he goes through in detail, so go check the video out that he did on it. And some of the women that called in and kind of listening to, you know, what they were talking about they wanted and what they were talking about their expectations, and he made a real good point. You see, what I noticed, especially in dating, and especially on Instagram, and it's some of us who talk about dating, like myself, because I'm a coach, is that, ladies, y'all come to the table with a lot of demands, a lot of requests, a lot of expectations. You come with a lot of that. You have a lot of wants. You got no issue with, you know, putting them demands out there, throwing them up on the table. But when a man makes his demands and requirements of what he wants from a relationship, it seems like a lot of men aren't getting them. these dudes will end up bouncing. They'll end up being out. They're like, well, you know, if you're not gonna listen to my needs, or you're gonna ignore my wants and needs, I can go get them fulfilled elsewhere. And they can. They can. So it's not a good idea to ignore this. And maybe that might have been the dynamic in the marriage of the Jaxns. Who knows? Might have been. And he might have been like, yo, it's cheaper to keep her. But if I'm gonna keep her, I'm gonna go get mine. And that's exactly what he did. He went and got his, and he got caught. This happens more frequent than y'all know. If you want a dude that's got a little bit of money, got, you know, motivated, determined, go-getter, understand that he has options and he may exercise his ability to pursue his options. And that might mean he might cheat on you. Now, I'm not saying that, well, you're not supposed to, you know, seek the high quality man if that's what you're looking for. What I'm saying is what I have been saying for a while now, is get to know and understand the kind of man you want. Understand what comes with being with that type of dude. And so, Mrs. Jaxn, she had to know. Because she had been knowing Derrick way before they got married. Way before they got married. There was a picture today of her in her bonnet. And somebody found a picture. I don't know if it was a picture from her Instagram or what have you. But it was a picture of her in this red dress. And she cleaned up nice. She cleaned up nice. But what it sounds like is she don't be cleaning up like that on the regular. Okay, which is fine. You can't be rocking, you know, little red dresses every day. But, you know, we got to get past the bonnet. We got to get past the bonnet and the sweats. You know, and so maybe he wasn't getting something he wanted from her. Which for the sake of this conversation, it's not really about the right or wrong of it. It's more so about understand when you deal with a dude like that, that is going to be a dude with options, and you need to be on high alert. You need to stay on your toes. You gotta compete. And this is where, like, the breakdown comes from for ladies. Because y'all like, what? Wait, I gotta compete? I gotta compete to get him to be my man? Then I gotta compete in order to keep him? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you do. You have to. You got to do that for a man that has options. Because just because somebody is supposed to be loyal to you, supposed to be with you. That doesn't mean he's going to be automatically. Well, I mean, some would consider him a high value man. I mean, he's got the money, he's got the clout, he meets a lot of the qualifications that Kevin Samuels talks about in a high value dude. He's got options. I mean, at the end of the day, a guy like that has options, and he's going to exercise them as he did. He exercised his options. So I want y'all to think real good and hard when you out here talking about hollering, doing your sweetie shit, talking about I'm hollering for the 8-figure. There's a lot that comes with that. Look at the people so far that have cheated, the celebrity dudes that have cheated. They've cheated because they can. They can. So they do it. But what makes the Derrick Jaxn situation more unique is that his whole business was based around his persona. That is a whole different animal than a rapper cheating, than Offset cheating on Cardi. Because Offset's a rapper. His occupation has no real bearing like that, unlike Derrick Jaxn, who his whole career is based upon that. Now, we don't know what she ignored. We don't have the details or anything like that. All we can really do is speculate, but I'm willing to bet there was something missing there, and he was out trying to get it somewhere else, and he did it because he could. There were just a few things that he was being sloppy about, right? We know he was being sloppy about a couple things, but he was so confident with it, he didn't bother to double check a couple things. He didn't bother to take a couple extra steps to not have his whole business put out in the streets like that. And I mean, surely, that's his own fault, right? That's his own fault. But, a lot of you are in situations where you're with a man that you're not really taking any care into his needs or any care into his wants. And some of these dudes, even the regular dudes, even the average dudes, even the basic dudes, will consider stepping out and cheating if they're not getting what they want. Now, we could sit here and we could say, well, because this is what I believe, to be honest with you, is, well, if you don't like what you're in, why don't you just leave? And it's not always easy for everybody to do that. And especially if you're married. Like, especially if you're married. Shit. People gonna try to do the best they can to avoid divorce. Because nobody really wants to have to get divorced. But he was slipping. He thought he was untouchable. And who knows? Who knows? Like I said, we haven't really seen any major loss of followers. We've just seen a bunch of people bitch and complain in his comments. This may be a blip. This may not even ever really affect him negatively, except for this week. Because we'll be on to different shit. And it'll be like, Derrick who? When something new pops off. Derrick who? What? He did what? Oh, I don't remember that. That's how we're going to treat him in a week or two. And he knows that. That's why he set up in that car again doing them videos today. Like ain't shit popped off, and definitely promoted that book. Even 50% off if you bought it from the Facebook chat. The motherfucking nerve, right? The nerve. So let's go into some ways of how ignoring your man, the things that your man wants. Man, I done butchered my title. It's supposed to be ignoring what men want will keep you single. I don't know how I ended up getting how ignoring your man will keep you single, but close enough. Thank you. Appreciate you from the St. Lucia, from the Caribbean. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate the love. So that's what the topic was supposed to be about. I had to mistype that because I keep having issues at the start of the live with YouTube, and then I have to restart the whole damn stream and have to retype the topic, and sometimes I be mad when I'm doing it, and I do it a little fast. But it's similar enough. It's time, ladies, that y'all stop ignoring the man's wants and needs. This is why you're finding yourselves in situations of being single, because you're not catering to the needs of your man, and you're not doing it because you don't know what they are. I asked you last week, make my lasagna, and I'm still waiting on that bitch, right? I'm still waiting on that lasagna. Now, I'm only gonna wait for a few more days, before I then have to ask somebody else to make a lasagna for me. And you know what that means. If I have to go get somebody else to make my lasagna, it's gonna be okay? Give me that. And cheeks. And if I'm feeling real for razzle dazzle, okay, I'll eat the lasagna off them cheeks. So you got to pay attention to what your man wants. And you're right. You're right, Marishar. Y'all do be catering too much to the wrong dude. And this is where you really mess up. Where y'all mess up is because you spent time catering to the wrong dude. When a decent dude comes through, now you want to be like, well, I'm not doing that because I did that for this dude and that dude, and I got taken advantage of, and blah, blah, blah. And y'all gotta stop that shit. Y'all have to stop that. You can't make another man pay because you did a bunch of shit for the wrong dude. That's not my fault. I shouldn't have to suffer because you did a bunch of shit to a dude that didn't deserve it. That's not my problem. I don't need to be understanding of that. Like, if you're doing something for a dude and you're not getting in return, that is a blatant, right there, instant, poor return on investment. That's why a lot of y'all can't play in the stock market. You would just be losing money left and right. Because you need to understand that if you're putting out more than you're getting back, and you're doing it consistently for an extended period of time, you're getting a shitty return investment, and it's time to get rid of that shit and get you a better performing stock. But yet, y'all stay with these poor ROIs because it's got potential. And you're comfortable. No, the Queen Stephanie, I feel like he cheated because he knew he could. He knew he could. I mean, he damn near got away with it, to be honest with you. The only reason that shit came out is because Mistress Number One was pissed as fuck that he blocked her and didn't tell her why, didn't say, hey, I'm getting back to my wife. So, to be petty and out of spite, she put him on blast. He would have got away with it. He would have clean got away with it. Because he can. These guys with money can get away with that stuff. If he got enough money, really all he got to do, and this is what Derrick Jaxn failed to do, he'd be like, baby, I need you to sign this NDA. You better not say a damn thing. You best not talk to anybody about what we doing, or I'm going to have your ass in court. Now, do that. You sign that bitch. And then he might be like, and I'm going to throw you 5 stacks just for your troubles. Now, you going to sign that NDA and you going to take that 5 stacks. And you going to fuck around with Derrick. And you ain't going to be able to say shit. And that is where he went wrong. He was fucking around with these girls. Now, girl number 2 comes out with the receipts. So 2 times over, he failed to protect himself and his brand because he got sloppy and he thought, I got options and I can get away with it. I'm Derrick Jaxn, bitch. And that's the way he's acting. That's the way he was acting in that video tonight. Sitting in his car with the nerve. These dudes do it because they can. Don't try to make it. Y'all be trying to make this cheating shit deeper than what it really is. You got to understand that men were not wired to be monogamous. It's not in men's nature. There's no other animal on the planet, I think, except for penguins, or dolphins, maybe. So maybe 2 that are monogamous. Hell, maybe humans might not even be meant to be monogamous, even like dolphins and fucking penguins are. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a scientist. But you never know. So, these guys, they have options. I already watched it. That's the video I referred to before you came into the room. He got options. Got options. And if a man has options, he's going to, for the most part, exercise his options. Now, this could either go 2 ways. You either gonna go along with it, or you ain't. I've been around powerful men with wives, okay, and they got side bitches. Do you know how many times where I might go in a business meeting and, you know, back in the day pre-COVID, where, you know, we used to go to business meetings at the strip club. Okay? And we'd sit at a table talking business with titties in our face. Drinking. Taking turns going back to the champagne room. You know, getting the table dances over business. And some dudes, you know, at some point of the night might, you know, go the extra mile with one of the strippers or what have you. But this is what goes on with these powerful men. This is what goes on. Oh yeah, I can. I mean, Listen. I didn't spent my years perusing strip clubs. You know, when I was in my 20s, it doesn't really faze me anymore. But this is the kind of stuff that goes on. And they'll go home and they'll go to their wives like nothing happened. So again, how bad do you want that high quality man? How bad do you want it? These are the kind of things these dudes do. And Derrick Jaxn just showed y'all, and he's continuing to show, that he cheated because he could. And the only thing he's sorry about it is that he got caught. Because let me tell you, if his game was tight, right? Let's see, if Derrick had game, Derrick would be like, baby, listen, this is the setup. You're gonna be wifey and you're gonna stay at home and you're gonna be wifey. I'm gonna make sure that you got taken care of. You got access to money. You got the house. You got cars. You got access to anything you want. I got you. But you're gonna have to deal with a couple things. Now, she might not have been the one. She might have said, "Nah, I'm not with that player. I'm out." Yeah. But he might have found somebody else that might have been into it. But at the very least, he would have been being honest from the jump and saying, "Hey, yo, this is what it is. You with it or you not?" So then going in, although you got your high quality dude, he gonna love you. He gonna come home to you, because he loves you. He's not gonna bring no diseases home to you. He not gonna have no outside babies. He just gonna have the occasional smash, and it is what it is. And you would have to agree to being okay with that. And if you were okay with it, that's game. But to lie and sneak around and do all that extra shit, that ain't no game. And having to hide it, that's not no game. Not protecting her, not making her out here looking stupid. And his ego had his wife out here looking stupid. Instead of making sure that none of that got messy. And that's where he really screwed up. And he let it get messy. And he got caught. Now, being that he said he found Jesus, we'll see if he tries it again. But I bet you if he does, he gonna have learned the lesson this time. He gonna know he has to move different. And that's if we can get a woman to fuck with him after knowing what we now know. Now, he probably will. That's the sad part. It might take a while, but he might find a sweet young thing that'll fuck with him anyway. That won't care that he's married. All he gotta do is wave some dollars, and y'all be ready to holla. He could. Well, I don't know. Sister wives might be taking it a little far. Uh, you might have convinced her to be poly or some shit like that. But you would be surprised at what people would agree to if you give them the chance to agree to it. But it's another thing when you put them right in the middle of something that they didn't ask for. If a man has options, he may consider exercising them. And one of the biggest fails that you can have, ladies, is not thinking your man has options. And unfortunately, a lot of you think you do ain't got options. A lot of you think you got your man's locked down, locked in. And little do you know, you don't. So you got to figure out, all right, you got to make sure you're taking care of your man's. You got to make sure that you're not ignoring his wants and needs. This is relationship 101, to be honest with you. Don't give your man's reason, even if he got options, to want to go out and entertain none of these other hoes. He's not just going to do it just because you don't think he should do it. And that's kind of the attitude that a lot of y'all have. Oh well, he's not gonna do it because I got him locked in. He would never do that to me. But baby, anybody that's ever been hurt understands that the people that hurt you the most are the people that are closest to you. The closest to you. I don't condone cheating in any way. I don't, like I told y'all about the Kevin Samuels video that he put out last night. I don't support if a man has options for him to exercise them. I don't support that. But I do support that you need to be making sure that you are taking care of your man's needs and wants. And I see a lot of failure in this department. I see a lot of focus on what you want and everything that you want, and that's it. Too many of you, and it's just, I got a friend that I talk to is a female, but doesn't really kick it with females like that to really know like the female nature that men experience, and she's blown away by some of the shit that I tell her, and I'm just like, baby, it's like this. It's wild out here. You can't be completely focused on your own wants and needs. You have to understand what a man wants and what a man needs, and you need to be prepared to give it to him. Because if he is a high quality dude, hell, if he's almost an average dude, if he's not getting it, if he don't go cheat on you, he will leave you. He'll leave you. One of the first things that you can do to get yourself locked in is have the understanding that men are visual creatures. And understand that you're not going to be able to change the fact that men are visual creatures and looks is what gets you in the door. Looks is the cost of admission. You're gonna have to meet the qualifications to get admitted visually first before we can even think about whether you qualify in other ways. See, ladies, y'all can look past looks if he makes up for it in other areas, for the most part. Especially if he makes up for it in his pockets. Women, you don't get that much leeway. You don't get that much leeway. Most men aren't going to offer any concessions in that department. And if they do, best believe there's going to be other hoes. You probably will get cheated on, or he probably won't nurture that relationship as much as he should. Because he might be getting some other need met by you other than that one. But that one is utterly the most important one. I get asked all the time, well, why do men put so much emphasis on looks? Because that's what they're biologically wired to do. That's why. That's why. That's why. And so, those of you that have issues with looks, where you might have issues with your own looks, you might be one of those where you're not being very forthcoming with how you look and stuff like that. You're going to have issues. I've had women try to basically bamboozle me and coerce me and strong arm me into trying to like them after, I realized they catfished me or some shit. Knowing that you put a 5-10-year-old picture up on Tinder, and you show up definitely looking 5 to 10 years older than your picture. And then I'm supposed to be like, oh, okay, fuck it. I get it. Oh, fuck it. Knowing damn well that's a damn lie. The moment you posted that picture up, you was intentionally uploading that 10-year-old picture to dupe motherfuckers out here. So you can't say that you didn't know, because if you intentionally post something that doesn't represent you as you sit currently, you know exactly what you're doing. And men, we know the game. We know the business. We know what's up. Them looks gotta be straight. They gotta be on par. Ladies, you gotta understand, and I'm gonna keep saying this till I'm blue in the face, because these is truths now. Derrick Jaxn has really forced dudes to make sure that y'all are hearing the truth. And the truth of the matter is, except for this short period where I'm going to lie to y'all for about 2-3 weeks, it's not starting yet. But I'll let you know when the lies start, because I want to see if my audience grows real fast when I start lying to y'all like Derrick Jaxn does. But until then, get that work on them looks up. Get them up. These dudes ain't gonna tell you. And fellas, y'all need to get right, get off your ass, and start letting these women know what the real is. Because Derrick Jaxn he's not the only one to blame for some of the delusion that we witness and that we experience out here. He's not the only one. Is he a major contributor? Why, yes. Yes, he is. but he's not the only one. Y'all be out here extra gassing these girls up. Like, you know what? You know what I don't like? Do you know what I don't like? Let me tell you what I don't like. I don't like when I come across a girl who might be like a 4 or 5, right? But she is walking around like a 12. She thinks she's a 12. And then I gotta be the one stuck pulling her ass out of the clouds and bringing her down to earth in reality. And it's sometimes not a very pretty sight. And only to come to find out that the only reason that she was fucking with her because she had a fat ass. You know how hard that makes work for me now? Cause you done gassed up. You done gassed up Bertha, and now Bertha feels like she's a supermodel. And you're actually doing a disservice to Bertha, because when she comes across the next man that might not be as pandering, and he might be like, a supermodel? Fuck you mean a supermodel? And then she gets her feelings hurt. Now he has to deal with the remnants of that, because you was gassing her up all extra style. You know, total panda bear style, like Derrick Jaxn. Stop gassing them up. Stop gassing them. You're not doing anybody any favors, fellas, by gassing somebody up because they got a fat ass. Just because they have a fat ass doesn't mean the face became a 10. And here's the worst part about it. When you dudes gas up these women because they got a fat ass. Let me tell you the worst part about it. Is then when you smashing, you ain't even doing missionary. You're not even looking at their faces. You're just hitting it from the back, hitting the back shots. And yet, you are telling her, baby, you are so fine. You are pretty. Yeah. But the only thing that looks good to you on her body is her ass. And now, if she comes across me, I gotta be like, baby, you were lied to. Homeboy lied to your face. And then I'm the bad guy. Me and Kev and a few others are the bad guy because we're like, no, you're not that. You're doing us a disservice. And that's why a lot of these dudes have an issue with Derrick Jaxn. Because he filled your heads with all this Disney fucking shit. And now y'all living in Disneyland thinking that your prince is going to show up in the packaging and idea of Derrick Jaxn. And you don't realize that he's never going to show up like that. If y'all ain't learned that on this, then I got some beachfront property in Alaska for sale for you. Because that's not how it's gonna go down. Now, I'm looking to see who wants to come up and have a conversation. You know, I see y'all in the chat over there. You know, Desiree talking about here comes Kev. You know, I gotta speak these truths out here. You know what I'm saying? I got to. I would love to invite somebody up, come up here, give their 2 cents, see what y'all gotta say. You know, I'm feeling chatty tonight. You know, see what you gotta say. Get your opinion on the Derrick Jaxn situation. I would love to hear what one of you guys to say about it. So if you want to come on up and get in the hot seat. It's been a minute. We ain't had nobody in the hot seat since Kimmy, so I think it's time to warm it up a little bit. You know, get a warm bootay up in there, and you know, let's have some conversation. And I'm only talking to y'all on YouTube because I'm not even on Instagram Live no more. I can't stay on this motherfucker for those that don't want to go to YouTube like I need them to, and everything. But you know, I would love to get some conversation about it. Because it is what it is, y'all. It is what it is. It's time to play by the rules. Hold on. Did you hit the live chat button and it wouldn't go on? Question mark. Somebody trying to get in here and can't. So, you know, that's what you gotta do. You gotta push them. You gotta push them into YouTube as much as you can. Really? Hey, those of you in the chat room right now, did y'all not see a chat button? Question mark. Because somebody's trying to get in here and saying there's no live chat button. Okay. I don't know why sometimes it'd be hard for people to get in here. Hold on. You have to go out of the live and come back in. Make sure y'all like the broadcast. Make sure y'all like it. I need these likes. But yeah. That's what I just told her to do. But yeah, who want to come up and have a conversation about Derrick Jaxn? I want to hear. I'm in the mood to hear some thoughts verbally, not in chat, about the whole situation. I'm interested in hearing your thoughts. I've been watching a lot of lives today on Instagram, and people have been having women come up and ask some questions about Derrick, and they've been kind of hilarious, actually. They've been a little bit hilarious. But that's the business. It's time to pay attention. It's time to pay attention to what we want. Like I said, I don't know what went on in their marriage, but I'm willing to bet that he might have had some grievances, probably based on her looks, and that's just speculation. You know, how she out here looking, not keeping herself looking tight or whatever. Who knows? I don't know. or, maybe there's other things at play. But either way, even though there's other things at play, Big Homie has the option to cheat. And that's what he did. So it's going to be your job to keep your position secure. Now, this isn't for all men. This is not for all men. This is for these high value men out here. This is just part of it. This is part of what goes on with having a high value man. It's just something you're going to have to accept. And I know it's not fair. Usually the argument is, it's not fair. It's a double standard. Well, yeah. It is. But, there's a lot of other double standards that we as men have to deal with when it comes to women too. But at the very least, be doing what you can. Be doing what you can to keep yourself in a solid relationship. Don't be ignoring things. Don't walk around acting like you're God's gift to man and that you're the hottest shit on the block. It just and think that your presence, your just mere presence, is going to be enough. The dudes are catching on. They're catching on. So we'll see. We're gonna see how it play out with DJ. We're gonna see how it plays out. If she pops up and files for a divorce, I would be shocked, to be honest with you. I feel like she ain't gonna want to give up her spot and give up the money, because y'all got to think about what she stands to lose by divorcing him, right? Think about this. I don't know how old she is. I'm assuming she's at least 30 or getting close to 30, because I think he's 31, and I don't believe she's older than him. But who is going to wife up the ex-wife of Derrick Jaxn and his kids? I am willing to bet she's thought about that. I'm willing to bet she's thought about it. Who is going to want to wife up Derrick Jaxn's ex-wife? Not too many men are going to want to sign up for that. And so she's trying to weigh her options. And she's trying to keep her marriage together, because she probably realizes that, listen, Derrick is the last, he's the last train. He's the last train. The last train. And he might cheat again. Who knows? He might cheat again. But right now she has all the leverage. So I guess that's a kind of a positive in the situation, is that she has the leverage. She's the leverage because she could file for divorce. She could take him for half his shit, depending on what the laws are in Georgia. But she's got leverage now. And best believe she's going to use it. So she has more leverage. And this is why, some of y'all, you have to understand why some of these... It isn't? Let me see. Why some of these women stay. Let me see. Okay. Well, I told her to do that, so if it didn't make it in... Why did it use? Oh my god. Yeah, she's got to hit the Xbox. YouTube is just playing with my emotions today. I'm just letting y'all know that. I'm just playing with my emotions. It just be on some bullshit. Like, I looked at the thing and it didn't even have the right image up for my shit. My original one. But you know, she is like, I have to consider my options. Okay, I just checked it too. I had to go in and go out, and it's there. So y'all just remember when y'all come into the live, you know, make sure you're liking the live first, and then right after you like the live, then you can hit the chat button and go in. Oh God, it's playing me shady on the image quality tonight. God damn. Sorry, I'm just looking. Oh, I hope that ain't my connection. That looks trashy at best. All right, so could be because I'm looking at it on Android too, but she's got to weigh those options. She's got to weigh those options. She's got to see if it's going to be worth it to her to walk away if she tries something else. Hold on. I just tried it from my phone. I went out and went in, and then the button appeared. So you might have to do that. Comma, because the YouTube broadcast is independent of the Instagram one. And so, you know, a lot of y'all don't really think of, okay, when you gotta bounce, like, okay, oh, that must have been like, oh shit, you got to think about when you bounce, like, what's going to be my chances of, hold on, I'm just doing some testing, y'all. What's going to be my chances of being able to, what the hell, of finding another man, you know, finding a man that will, you know, accept me, you know, and my 2-3 kids, or how many ever kids I've got. Y'all have to consider those things. And she might have considered that. And she might have figured out, you know what? I might be good where I'm at. Now, everybody's not going to think that way. But she had to assess that. So that's why I always tell people, don't be so quick to be like, you should leave. You should just pack your shit right now, blah, blah, blah. Like, you got to sit back and do the math, the strategy. You got to see what's going to work, what isn't. So pay attention, ladies. Don't ignore signs. Don't ignore things. If he starts pulling away, you need to find out why. If something's up, you need to find out why. You need to figure out what's going on. And what you can do to maybe make some adjustments or some changes to where you don't have to be in a position where you got to be like, God damn, I'm 30 something years old, and I might have to walk away from this, and like, what am I gonna do out here? I might have a bunch of money, but I'm gonna want to love again. You know what I'm saying? Now, since homeboy is a class A narcissist, in my opinion, I wouldn't stick within that unless he agreed to go to some counseling. But after this video we watched today, I don't think there's going to be any help for him. Listen, I really, really don't. I don't think anything will help him at this point in time. I feel like he's pretty far gone after watching this video today. Now, I thought about playing her video. But she gets a little bit too Listen, if y'all ain't been on Twitter today, oh, you got to get on. They is clowning on Twitter. Oh, the memes have been magnificent at best. They really have. But I was looking to see if hold on. Listen, let me tell you something. This is what I was talking about earlier. This woman just asked, why do some of you men feel you can tell a woman what makes them worthy of marriage? Let me see. Oh. Family, I don't know.